Hello dear students, welcome to HSC online lecture initiative taken by Shet Vidya Mandir, English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. I am Ms. Ragini Singh, Assistant Lecturer of Biology, and today we are continuing with our chapter Respiration Part 3. In the last two modules we studied about the respiratory organ and mechanism of respiration. And in this module we are going to study the disorders related to the respiratory system. The very first disorders of respiratory system that we are going to study is emphysema. Now what is this emphysema? If you talk about its symptoms, here you can see this is the normal alveoli. This is the normal alveoli, whereas if you see the another diagram, the alveoli over here is damaged alveoli. So what are the reasons behind this damaged alveoli? The symptoms will be the breakdown of alveoli, that is damage of alveoli, and even shortness of breath. If there is a problem related to this alveoli, that is related to the air sac, in turn related to the lungs, of course you will be having or you will be facing the shortness of breathing. You won't be able to breathe very normally as we are breathing at present. Cause is because of smoking, one of the very common cause, and air pollution. So this is emphysema. Look at the emphysema, the damaged alveoli, and the reason can be because of smoking and air pollution, and even the victim will fall shortness of breath. What are the treatment? What treatment measures can you take? See, the very first treatment measure is that you need to quit smoking, avoid polluted air, and administer oxygen to relieve the symptoms. Very first thing, you need to quit smoking. Even if one person is smoking and you are bypassing through that person, you would be called as passive smoker. So smoking in the public place should be completely banned. You need to avoid the polluted air, otherwise it is going to enter through your nostrils to the lungs, and lungs, the small alveoli is going to be affected. And in a very severe case, you need to administer oxygen to relieve the symptoms. So these are the symptoms, causes and treatment of this emphysema, a very common respiratory disorders. Let's understand next respiratory disorder, and the next respiratory disorder is chronic bronchitis. Look at this word chronic and bronchitis. Whenever there is a word itis, I-T-I-S, it means it's an inflammation of bronchioles. And what do you understand by the term chronic? See, there are always two things. One is acute, second is chronic. Acute means it's within a shorter period of time, whereas when you talk about chronic, it is from long period of time. It's a long-term issue. Chronic bronchitis. So what are the symptoms? Let's see. Coughing, shortness of breath. Whenever you are down with chronic bronchitis, coughing will be a common symptoms. Even you will be facing difficulty in the breathing. Always remember, whenever there is an issue with respect to respiratory, the breathing is going to impact first, and even the coughing is also going to be shown as a symptoms. Cause, smoking and air pollution. Both the things are very commonly related to the problematic situation with the respiratory issues. Let's understand the treatment. You need to quit smoking, avoid polluted air. Now if you talk about this avoiding of the polluted air, you can wear a mask, and if possible you need to move to a warmer or drier climate. These are the three possible treatment that can actually protect you from many respiratory disorder, and to be very precise and specific, from this chronic bronchitis. The next respiratory disorder is acute bronchitis. We recently studied chronic bronchitis, and now we are going to study acute. Acute means short term. Symptoms, look at this. The normal bronchus, if you look over here, the bronchus opening is broad, whereas if you look over here, the bronchus is very inflamed, and there will be a problem in the passage of the air. So this is acute bronchitis. Inflammation of bronchi, shortness of breath, and yellow mucus coughed up. It means when you are coughing, there will be the mucus color that will be coming around will be yellow. Cause, viruses and bacteria. This structure, the long rod shaped structure, is called bacteria, and this all spokes like structure always denote the viruses. Let's understand the treatment. Treatment of acute bronchitis is if bacteria, you need to take antibiotics, because the word antibiotics itself means against bacteria. Cough medicine, and if you are facing lot of trouble in the breathing, you need to use the vaporizer. This vaporizer is very common. If you look at your general physician, your general doctor, they also keep this vaporizer, so that if anybody is facing from the difficulty issue, they can easily use it. So these are the few treatment or the preventive measures for acute bronchitis. The next disorder is sinusitis. Look at this word itis. Itis means inflammation. Whose inflammation? There will be inflammation of sinus. Now if you look at the symptoms, inflammation of sinuses and mucus discharge. Look at both the diagram. Here you will find out that this is the healthy sinus, whereas if you see over here, all the opening is basically blocked, and because of which there is a sinus issue. This is a very common issue facing in today's world, where people are always complaining they have the sinus issue, and because of which their entire head, nose and eyes, they keep on continuously paining. Mucus discharge cause viruses and bacteria. Very common cause. It consists of viruses and even bacteria. Let's understand the treatment. If bacterial, take antibiotics, cough medicine and use vaporizer. Common treatment: antibiotics, cough medicine and vaporizer. Next is laryngitis. Larynx is nothing but it's a voice box. Itis means inflammation. So whenever there is an inflammation of the larynx, that is the voice box, it is called as laryngitis. Symptoms: look at this. If you look at the diagram over here, this normal larynx vocal cord is not that much inflamed, whereas if you talk about laryngitis, this portion is quite inflamed. That's why the term has given laryngitis, inflammation of larynx. Inflammation of larynx, so as vocal cords, sore throat, that is you are not able to talk properly, there is always an itching sensation in the throat, because of which there is a harshness in the voice, mucus build-up and cough. Look at this. If you see, this is the healthy throat diagram, whereas in case of sore throat, what happens? This uvula, a tongue which you can see just to open your mouth, it's also swollen. And even if you look over here, these are the tonsils that we studied in the lymphatic system. These tonsils are acting like a lymphatic organ, and it traps all the foreign substances that is entering through. So that's why this is inflamed, and if it is continuously inflamed, it's acting like a filter, and once it is not working properly, the condition leads to tonsillitis, where doctor has to operate it and remove it out. So this is the difference between a healthy throat and the sore throat. Causes: viruses and bacteria. This virus and bacteria is a common cause for the last three disorder that we studied. So very easy to remember: viruses and bacteria. Treatment: if bacteria, take antibiotics. Cough medicine, since you are having sore throat, do not talk much, give rest to your voice and avoid irritants like smoke. Now smoke does not only indicate to the smoking, it can even indicate to any of the fumes that is basically coming out. So these are the few preventive treatments. Let's understand the next one. Pneumonia. Pneumonia, very common cause of the respiratory disorder. Now what are the symptoms? Inflammation of the lungs ranging from mild to severe. In pneumonia, because of the infection persisting, there could be continuous cough and fever. Person will not be able to breathe properly, chills, sweating, chest pain and blood in the mucus. So this, you see the first diagram, this is the normal air sac, whereas if you look over here, these are the inflamed air sacs filled with the fluid, and this is called as the pneumonia. The next is main symptoms of the pneumonia. If you look over here, systemic, high fever, chills, skin is very calm because continuous sweating is taking place, blueness, lungs Cough with sputum, it's not only the cough but even consists of certain part of the mucus that we called as the sputum. Shortness of breath, pleuritic chest pain, and hemoptysis. Hemoptysis means when you cough very with a force. When you basically cough with a force, there is certain amount of blood also coming in that cough. Muscular thing, of course it will get fatigue, aches, that is pain, headache, loss of appetite, you will not be feeling hungry. There will be lot of mood swings, but obviously if you are not keeping well, the mood swings takes place. Vascular related to your blood vessels, consisting of the low blood pressure. Heart, there will be high heart rate. Gastric, nausea, feeling like vomiting, and vomiting means you are actually doing the vomiting. Only difference between nausea and vomiting is that in nausea you feel like you are going to vomit but you do not vomit, and in vomiting it's an actual vomiting which takes place. And finally the joint pain. So these are the symptoms of the pneumonia, very important. You need to know this information because this is very common disorder of the respiratory system. Let's understand the cause, viruses and bacteria. Treatment, you need to consult the physician immediately. If you are not taking a proper preventive measure for the pneumonia, the condition can be even fatal. Antibiotics if it is bacterial, cough medicine, and always try to stay warm because whenever the temperature is increasing, it itself kills many bacteria or the foreign substances present even on the surface of your skin. So this is the common treatment and you need to take this very, very seriously. Asthma, it's not pronounced as asthma, T is silent, we will pronounce it as asthma. Symptoms, constriction of bronchioles, mucus is built up in bronchioles, periodic wheezing and difficulty in breathing. Again, this asthma is a very common disorders. Many small children are also suffering from this. If you look at this, normal bronchiole and asthmatic bronchiole. In normal bronchiole, the air passage space is too high. Look here. Whereas if you talk about asthmatic bronchiole, this is very, very narrow. Symptoms, coughing, wheezing. It means when the person is trying to inhale, exhale, is not able to do it properly, and because of which this wheezing sound comes. Chest tightness, shortness of the breath. Now what are the causes for this? Allergy to pollen. This pollen grains that is present in the flower, that is the male part, if when there is a wind pollination and lot of pollen grains are moving, it causes an allergy to most of the person, leading to the problem in the respiratory tract, causing asthma. Some foods can also cause this allergy, even the food additives and even the pet hairs. If you have a pet at home, especially dogs and all, and they consist of lot of hairs and they continue shed their hairs also, because of which it can be a problematic issue for few people, not all, leading to the respiratory disorder, and the one of the common is asthma. Let's understand the treatment. Use of inhalants to open the passageways and avoid irritants. If you look at the many people, especially those who are prone to this asthmatic attacks, they are using their own inhalants, where whenever they feel like they are not having that easiness to breathe, they just pump that. That pumping machine has been kept in their bags or in their drawers for their easy access, and you need to keep your lungs healthy. So stop smoking, avoid second hand smoke, that is you need to even avoid being a passive smoker, as well as environmental irritants. Artificial ventilation. Now this artificial ventilation, if you talk about this artificial ventilation, is nothing but it is an artificial respiration also, specially given to the person who are not able to breathe properly. Now at certain point the patient is not able to reach the hospital on time, so you can give the mouth to mouth resuscitation, where it can actually save the person's life. Let's understand what is this artificial ventilation. If you read the theory given below, it is also called as artificial respiration. It is a method of inducing breathing in a person when natural respiration has ceased. Ceased means stopped or it's faltering. It means it's not proper. If used properly and quickly, it can prevent death due to drowning, choking, suffocation, electric shock, etc. The two main steps involved is establishing and maintaining an open air passage for the upper respiratory tract to lungs, and force inspiration and expiration as in mouth to mouth respiration or by mechanical means like ventilator. So this is the artificial respiration, which is very essential to save the life of one particular person at an emergency. Now if you talk about ventilator, what is ventilator? This type of machine you would have seen in the hospitals, and it is considered to be as a life-saving machine. It is a machine that supports the breathing and specially used during surgery, treatment for serious lung diseases or other conditions. When normal breathing fails, it is used as a hospital as a life support system. Ventilators do the following. It gives the oxygen to the lungs. It removes the carbon dioxide from the lungs, two very important thing, and finally it helps the patient to breathe. The main purpose of this respiratory system which we have, when it fails or when it is not able to do the necessary function, this ventilator acts as a life-saving machine, and that's why it is also called as a life support system. I hope this was very clear to you all related to the respiratory disorders, artificial ventilation and ventilator, because now it's the time for the assignment, most interesting part. So your assignment is you need to collect information on occupational respiratory disorders. Now this occupational respiratory disorder means what occupation you are performing because of which you can acquire this disorder. Suppose if you talk about one person is working in mine as an archaeologist or as an excavation, or it is even working with some part where it involves the grinding of the stones and all, causing silicosis and etc. You need to collect information on that with respect to symptoms, cause and preventive measures. And your next question is, you need to match the respiratory surface to the organism in which it is found. Plasma membrane, lungs, external gills, internal gills, trachea. All these things is going to match with which of this organism? Insect, salamander, bird, amoeba, fish. So these are your two assignments that you need to complete. I hope this module was very useful to you all, and this was the last module for the respiratory chapter. Thank you for listening to this module.